This is how I configure add shipping info event on the Shopify store using the newer customer pixel and Google Tag Manager containers. First thing we have to do is to make sure that the customer pixel are properly firing on the Shopify store. And to do that, we have to go to the settings on our Shopify store. So on the backend, click on the settings button on the bottom left corner and then scroll down to the customer event sections. This is where we are going to add the new customer pixel. On the top right corner, you will see an option for add customer pixel. Click on that and rename it something. Since this is an add shipping info event, I'm going to rename it accordingly. And this snippet is essentially going to create the data layer. Therefore, I'm going to call it add shipping info data layer. Let's click on add pixel. This next step is really important, so make sure that the permissions are set to not required and data sale is set to does not qualify for data sales. In the description of this video, you will find a code snippet that you can paste right here. Once you will paste the code inside here, then scroll all the way up to the top, and now we have to update the Google Tag Manager container ID. You can get the Google Tag Manager container ID from your GTM container. So go to your Google Tag Manager container and click on the container ID. Anything that starts with GTM dash is the ID. So let's just copy this and go back to our Shopify store. Let's replace the ID and click on save. Now all the changes we have made on this pixel has been saved. Unfortunately, it is not connected yet. So scroll all the way to the top and click on the connect button. So this web pixel is successfully connected with the backend of our store. Great. Now let's just see if everything is working all right. Let's go to the online store and then go to the final checkout pages to see whether the events are firing for the add shipping info. Let me add any of the products to the cart. So we do have some items. Let's click it buy it now because we don't have to go to the cart step for this part. To make our life easier, I'm going to inspect the code so we have everything open on the left side in the console. Let's add details in the email address first. Let's also add address, shipping, and postal code. Once all of these things have added, and let's go to the payment section. And as soon as we will go outside of the shipping section to the payment section, you can see that the add shipping event has fired. And this has all the details about the item that has been added to the cart. Now the next step is to configure a page view event that will track the initial configuration tag for the Google Analytics 4. To do that, let's go to our Google Tag Manager container. Let's go to the tag sections on our Google Tag Manager container and click on the new button. Since the configuration tag for the page view event is going to fire on all the pages of the website, so we are going to select the trigger of all pages. For the tag configuration, let's select the Google tag and paste the measurement ID right here. To get the measurement ID, you can go back to your Google Analytics store and search for the measurement ID on the top. So let's search for measurement ID and select the ID right here. Let's go back to the Google Tag Manager container and paste the ID. Let's rename this as Ga4 configuration tag and hit save. Now we can configure the add shipping info event. So let's click on new and let's go to the trigger section first. We don't want this event to fire on all the pages of the website, so we are going to create a specific trigger that will only fire when the user has added their shipping info inside the Shopify backend. So let's click on new and add a custom event since this event is firing through the data layer. Let's rename it as add shipping info and rename this tag as custom event add shipping info and hit save changes. Great. Now we're going to create an event tag for add shipping info. To do that, let's select a Ga4 event tag. We have already copied the measurement ID, so let's paste that here. And for the event name, it will be add shipping info. The next only thing we have to do is to make sure that we have checked marked the e-commerce events and selected the data layer. Great. Let's rename this tag to Ga4 custom event add shipping info and hit save changes. Unfortunately, we won't be able to test these events using the preview section, so we have to submit the changes so we can go live and then check the events. So let's publish the changes and rename this version as Tracking Academy Ga4 Add Shipping Info. Now we can just test if the page view event and the add shipping info events are firing properly. So let's go back to our Shopify store and click on online store again. Since we are on our Shopify page, let's select any other product and go to the checkout page again. I'm going to click it buy it now, so it will redirect me to the final checkout page. To test everything, I'm going to inspect the page and then we can see all the events and tags firing on the right side. Let's switch to console and we can see that the Ga4 page view event is firing. I'm seeing this request because I have installed this adverse data layer extension for my browser. Great. Now let's do the same thing again. Let's add the contact information and then let's go to the shipping section. I'm going to add first name, last name, address, apartment name, and city. As soon as I will go to the add payments info section, you can see that the add shipping data layer event has fired, and this has all the information about the items array, and you can see all the information is present in the data layer. However, the additional event for add shipping info has also fired, which is sending this event to the Google Analytics 4 account. And this also has the details about the product as well as the value. and it will has all the additional details that we are sending back, such as currency. You can also verify the same information by going back to the Google Analytics account and to the real-time view. In the real-time view, you can see that the user has been added and one add shipping info event has been registered. It also has the currency and it also has the value parameter. Unfortunately, we won't be able to test the items array right here. If you want to see how to configure add payment info event so you can track whenever the user is putting out their billing information at the checkout page on Shopify using the customer pixel, click video right here.